Hello, Cancer. This is your weekly 3-card spread reading for the week March 1st, 2020. I've pulled Witness, Aspiration, and Centering for you. For your situation card, we have Witness. Live in your sacred witness. This inner place of silence and observing is your true identity and therefore your true power. Your sacred witness is all you really have when all else is gone. Like monoliths in an ancient valley of great stones, it observes and remembers the passage of the ages. The answers that you find through the timelessness of spirituality and the innocence of nature offer the infinite. Each human being is on his or her own path, each different from yours. Answers to your questions are rarely found in another human. Answer your own questions by reflecting on nature and conversing with your own sacred witness. And just to clarify, the term sacred witness according to the Power Deck by Lynn V. Andrews, she states, the sacred witness is that still point, that silence, that place of power within you that is not unlike the eye of the hurricane. Visualize life as a storm that rages all around you as pure pandemonium, with energy flowing in all directions, yet you stand in your place of power, in your sacred witness, at the center of all this activity. You need not be ruffled by negativity. You need not be swayed in one direction or another, like a reed in the wind. You need only to live within your own place of power in simplicity and in peace, always witnessing everything that is around you. You take it all in, but never hold on to it, letting it pass through you so that the next flow of energy can come. That is the meaning of the sacred witness. It is your shaman place of power, also known as shaman center. The painting is entitled Silent Watchman. These monoliths are a testament to time gone by, to the oceans of consciousness and unconsciousness that existed before us. The stone monuments also represent the human in the passage of time and the universality of truth that is held within Mother Earth. It is important to learn to stand still, in silence, in the sacred witness within you. Meditate on these stones and the great rock formations that have lived through the ages. Move into the essence of these stones. Once you become aware of this stillness, you will begin to experience the sacred witness that lives inside you. This is a teaching of the East because the sacred witness is, in the end, all that you have. It takes great wisdom and illumination to become your sacred witness. For your challenge card, I've pulled Aspiration. Aspiration stimulates power. It is your aim spiritually and physically in the world, and it involves the totality of your being. Without the balance between the physical and the spiritual, aspiration is a hollow accomplishment. It is like a spirit lodge that can hold space for your ceremonies and rituals. The spirit lodge must first have a strong foundation of capability, trust of those around you, and responsibility. Aspiration is what builds the spirit lodge of power. It is the quiet architect of your accomplishments, and it sits at the feet of power, just as the deer stands before the remnants of an ancient and powerful civilization come and gone. Keep your heart open, kind, and loving, so that the energy of the universe can move freely through you. It is difficult to aspire without judgment, but judgment limits you, putting a fence around your consciousness. Give much consideration in all your choices in life and a free flow to your process of aspiration. The painting is entitled Eternity's Breath. Witness a moment in time, the deer in his innocence, in his quiet aspirations for life. stands in the wilderness before the ruins of an Olmec carving. The Olmec head symbolizes the ancient dreams of death and rebirth, past civilizations meeting with the immediacy of current life, the wildness of spirit, and the purity of nature. Aspirations revolve around the eternal struggle, the ebb and flow of strength and wisdom that are a part of the North. Life cycles and recycles itself again. And for your guidance card, we have centering. Much like the part of the message of the witness card for your situation had to do with centering. And this card is echoing that same message. Never leave your center. Count your bad points as well as your good. What is good and what is bad are most often purely relative. If you sense a weakness within yourself, explore it. It may become the source of your greatest strength. As you sit like a sacred Buddha amid the pandemonium of your life, always remember that the situation or person who has the ability to upset you the most, to pull you off your center, is your greatest teacher in the process of centering. Remember that a focus on negativity can become your addiction. When you center yourself in your power, you release your need for constant distraction from your center. The painting is entitled The American Buddha. Centering is one of the most important aspects of your training on your path to power. If you do not live in your center, you live on the perimeter of power, never inside the world of power. To the shaman, the Buddha signifies the higher self, the self that has grown out of worldly distractions. The fact that the Buddha is sitting in meditation in the center of a busy city implies that you ascend to the world of spirit and the higher self through centering, meditation, and a focus on the inner world. There is a city of activity around each of us, a constant assault on the senses. By focusing on your inner self and staying centered, you can transcend daily distractions and avoid attaching to them. You simply witness them as they whirl around you. Centering is a North card because it takes strength and wisdom to stay centered through the various tests of power. Looking at your problems as tests of power rather than personal assaults will help you to understand the teachings of the North. Aside from the teachings of the cards, what I can see from your reading is that since 2 cards of the North came for your sign, this goes to show that there's a heavier emphasis on the spirit. These 2 cards of the North are cards of the North, which is the direction of the spirit and your adult self. And so to balance this heavier spiritual aspect of your wheel right now, it's advisable to do work in the south. So to do work in the opposite direction. And the south is the direction of your physical self and your inner child. So treat yourself as you would any child that you care about, and love yourself enough to make sure that you're eating well, staying hydrated, resting well, and hopefully getting some fresh air and exercise. It is still winter here in Canada where I live, so it may be hard for some people to get out to exercise, but that is something that can be done indoors just as well. And getting out for some fresh air, at least in some daylight, will definitely benefit you. As the days are starting to get longer now, it might not be such an issue for some, the lack of daylight, but it is still good for your overall well-being to make sure that you're able to do that. So even just sitting outside for a while and getting some fresh air and listening to the birds or watching the activity of the world whirl around you while you stay centered is a good teaching for you and a good practice for you this week. So there you have it, Cancer. I really hope you enjoyed your video. I sure hope to see you again next Sunday and that you decide to subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for watching, liking, sharing my videos. See you next week.